Hi there, everyone. This is Teacher Jona again, and it's Friday night again. So just like what I always do, I try to make myself live. I usually have my Facebook Live. So anyway, last Friday I actually had a grammar lesson, and this time I'll try to have a pronunciation lesson. Okay, so before starting, somebody actually asked me about how to improve her grammar during my last Facebook Live. As you know, learning something doesn't have a shortcut, okay? So it takes time, and it takes determination, motivation to do that. In terms of grammar, well, you have to be more exposed to grammar. How? Of course, you have to practice making your own sentences. And if you can, don't be afraid to do your, don't be afraid to do your, how to call this one? Don't be afraid to construct your own sentences because it's part of learning. Okay? And then, of course, if you are learning with a teacher, I do hope that your teacher is trying to also help you to improve your grammar by improving some of your statements whenever she talks with you, not just by having a chit chat or having a speaking lesson with you. So, yeah, that's about it. Okay, so. What am I supposed to do? Wait a minute. Yeah, just like what I said, I'm gonna be having my pronunciation. So, okay, let me try to start it out. So for the pronunciation lesson, I'm gonna be discussing about the sound of S for the plural form of nouns. Now, when we say noun, noun is the name of a person, a thing, an animal, etc. So as we know, there are times that we pluralize nouns. Okay, so when pluralizing nouns, the best way, of course, as we know, is by adding letter S. But the letter S, when we add S to those plural nouns, it has actually three ways. And I actually don't know if what I have written here could be seen, but see, I think I need to mirror it out. So anyway, so three ways on how to pronounce the S sound for the plural nouns. We have the is sound, the S sound, and the Z sound. All right. So, for the is sound, well, actually, how can I say this? For the is sound, um, make it sure that the ending sound of the noun is sibilant sound. Now, what do you mean by sibilant? Okay, sibilant is actually those sounds with the hissing sound, like the S sound, the Z sound, the sh sound, and ch sound. They are like hissing, like the snake, shh, or even when somebody tells you to keep quiet, shh. Okay, so that is sibilant. So for the sibilant sound, well, you mostly have to add a syllable. Like for example, the word brush, BRUSH, brush. So when you try to make it plural, you add ES, and the pronunciation for that is actually is sound, brushes. So that's about for the is sound. Now we have the second way of pronouncing the S sound, that is what we called the S sound. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so the S sound. All right, for the S sound, if the noun ends with the voiceless sound, like for example, K, all right, like K, like duck. All right, so when you try to add S for the word duck, we say ducks. Okay, so it has the S sound because K is an example of having a voiceless sound. Ducks. All right. Now the next one is the Z sound. All right. So if we do have the voiceless, we have the voiced sound. So for the voice sound, it should have Z sound. Like for example, we do have the word, all right, bag. So bag has the G sound, and G sounds like G, and it's actually voice sound. So when you try to pluralize the word bag, then we have to say bags. All right, so that's it. Those are the three ways on how to pronounce the letter S when you are trying to pluralize nouns. Now, I have here some samples of sentences, but just like what I've seen on my screen, I need to mirror it out. But anyway, I'm going to be reading it. Maybe I'm going to be trying to read it slowly first. So the first sentence here is the dogs are eating at 12. All right. So the word dogs, it has actually the G sound. And since I'm going to be making it a plural form, so we add S and it should be dogs. The dogs are eating at 12. So that is the first example. The second one is there are bits of cake on the floor. Now the word bits is B-I-T-S, all right? And T is actually what we call the voiceless sound. So we pronounce B-I-T-S as bits. So therefore, if we're going to be pronouncing this sentence again, we say there are bits of cake on the floor. All right, so bits of cake. And the third one, we do have the slices of pizza got cold. Now, slice, if you're going to be putting that with S, it's going to be having an additional syllable. So we don't say slices, but we say slices. So is sound. So the slices of pizza got cold. So that's about our pronunciation for this evening pronunciation lesson. So again, that's it. Thank you very much, guys. I hope that you could try to have fine time. You could have time to practice this three ways of pronouncing the S form for the plural nouns. And I hope you would enjoy your Friday and have a wonderful weekend. And if you have some other questions, don't hesitate to ask me. You can try to leave a comment or even drop by my Facebook page. My official Facebook page is TJ's Online Tutorial. You can actually find other videos there wherein I've made some other tips, English tips. So that's it. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Goodbye.